All right, Panther Lair, let's talk about the ball screen defense of the Pittsburgh Panthers in their most recent game against the Colgate Raiders. Now, because Pitt did come away with a win here, this ball screen defense, which did stand out, is going to be the only thing in my dislike section, but I do want to break it down with a voice overlay because I think it's worth noting. We've talked about this a lot this year, so this is just another good opportunity to talk about Pitt's ball screen defense. Now, I'm going to have two setups here. The first one is going to be what happens when the screener's defender does not do a good job of defending the ball screen. That's going to be pretty much your bigs. The second setup is going to be the ball handler's defender defending the ball screen when they don't do a good job. So you're going to actually see two examples. You're going to see an example where it doesn't work and an example where it does work to emphasize that importance. So the first example here, you're going to see Noah Collier involved in a ball screen. Now, he does a decent job showing here, but he reaches right there, and because of that, he is not in a position now with his momentum going this way, or even just neutral, to sink back fast enough to take away this pass. Also, you notice there's a little lift over here that kind of took Mogi out of it. That's pretty common in ball screens. We've seen that with exchanges too. Now, this is going to be a good example where Noah Collier is a little bit more disciplined. So, gets up to touch with the screen. He's going to show here, but rather than reach, and again, there's a little bit more distance here, but he's more disciplined, sinks back, ends up forcing a lob over the top. Pretty hard catch here, and Pitt does a good job. Femi does a good job coming down. Now, this is an example of the, like I said, the ball handler's defender not doing a good job getting over. Anytime they don't get over, what ends up happening is the screener's defender is going to have to show and maybe hold a little bit longer, right? Because their job is to just show and maybe sink long enough for the guy going over the screen to get back in front. Obviously, empty corner setup. You're going to see some exchanges going on down here. It's going to try to occupy the help defenders, particularly confuse the role of who is the low man. So look, just takes a pretty bad route here. This is Femi Udakali, and this does not allow Collier to sink back because he's just going to concede a wide open drive or at least penetration through the middle of the defense here. So he does have to kind of ride out here a little bit, and that's going to allow a little easy pass and a dunk. Now here, this is going to be a really good job of fighting over the screen. So this is Will Jeffers, who generally does a good job on defense in general. He's going to fight over that screen immediately. That's going to mean that Hughley can recover naturally. And in this instance, Jeffers is kind of really able to just ride this out. So here he fights over. This allows Hughley to immediately release, sink back evenly with his man. Jeffers just rides this out, ends up forcing a contested shot, and then comes back for a rebound. So you could see Pitt did do a good job of defending the ball screen sometimes, but it really is a team effort in defending that. We've talked a little bit about the role of the three defenders, particularly the low man, and their involvement and their need to defend this well on the defensive end. But obviously, the two players involved in the ball screen themselves both have to do a really good job. Pitt was much better with this in the second half, although Jefferson and Collier were involved in a lot more ball screens, and that's probably the worst combination a team can involve in ball screens. But early in the contest, really struggled, and I hope this helped you guys detail out why.